6 to 10 inches of rain. So any kind of scattered activity over the next few days could lead to some localized flooding. Though you look at live looks right now, Wytheville, Blacksburg, Martinsville, and Roanoke in decent shape. And thankfully, any kind of showers and storms have really done away with some of the smoke and the haze that we've seen over the past few days. And again, if you have any comments, questions, I'm trying to keep an eye on the live stream on my phone here. We're streaming live on WSLS.com on our app and Facebook, YouTube, things like that. So the worst of the storminess right now has been in parts of Pittsylvania, Campbell, Halifax, and Charlotte counties. In fact, we'll zoom into that. I actually zoomed in a little too much, so let's back up the picture here. And there you can see there's a flood advisory that's in effect until about 10 o'clock this morning for the northern half of Pittsylvania County, areas like Alta Vista, Seneca, Brookneal dealing with some of that heavy rain for the time being. So let's go ahead and kind of declutter the image there. We'll back up the view a little bit, and you can see that most of the heavy rain is south of Lynchburg. And again, that is good news because of the fact that the Hill City has seen anywhere from about 6 to 10 inches of rain over the past several days. In fact, we'll kind of take you a little bit farther to the west now. You see just some scattered showers. These are mostly light around Smith Mountain Lake, around Blue Ridge and Montvale. So again, right along the Blue Ridge Parkway, that's where you're seeing maybe a little bit of additional rain, but it's nothing that's going to go causing any kind of flooding for you. There's Troutville in Botetourt County, and again 221 right along the Blue Ridge Parkway, that moving more to the east at about 40 miles per hour. That's some of the good news with the storms out there this morning, is that they are moving pretty quickly. Today and tomorrow, Alessandro, they're not going to be washouts, so that's some good news. In fact, a lot of the energy in the atmosphere has been used up by this morning round of rain. And what I'll go ahead and show you guys is the infrared satellite imagery, and there's a reason why I'm going to show you that here in just a minute. We'll take you to a more regional view. And you can kind of see the cloud cover associated with this morning round of rain. You see more cloud cover off toward the west. In fact, that's where most of the rain is going to be today. In fact, they've got flash flood emergencies, things like that, in parts of western Kentucky, specifically around Paducah. So there you see our morning round of rain moving into mostly central Virginia. That's the most widespread activity. That's going to go more toward Richmond, right? But the worst of the showers and storms throughout the day today from areas like St. Louis to Nashville. So I don't expect any kind of washout for us today. In fact, again, most of the energy in the atmosphere has been used up in our neck of the woods. So really anything we see this afternoon is going to be a little more isolated and just kind of run of the mill. So I don't really expect any kind of big impacts for us throughout the day today. So there's your heavy rain right on the Campbell, Pittsylvania, and Halifax County lines. A little bit of light rain around Lynchburg. That's not going to add to any flood threat just yet. So Alessandro, good question there. Again, if you guys have any others, feel free to drop them in the chat box in the comments section, and we'll get to those as soon as we can. Future Tracker doing a really good job of handling our current situation. There you see that heavy rain south of Lynchburg. You see that other band coming in from Greenbrier County. So when forecast models initialize really well, or they start out getting a good handle on the current picture, I know I can kind of trust them heading later in the day. So as far as this afternoon, pardon me, is concerned, anything we see is going to be very, very isolated. This is 5 p.m. and again, you see maybe a stray shower or storm out there. This evening, overnight is looking pretty calm as well. So today I'm not necessarily concerned with any kind of widespread severe weather or anything. And then as we head into tomorrow, especially after 12 or 1 p.m., we'll watch some showers and storms coming in from the southwest to the northeast, and that's where we could start to see maybe a little bit more materializing. Then heading into Friday, looks like we'll be mostly dry out there. So look at our extended forecast showing just that. Then we'll go back to the radar, do a little bit of hand tracking for you guys, show you what's out there right now, and then what's to come over the next day or so. But here's your extended forecast. You see high temperatures well into the 80s, so the temperatures recover, but the atmosphere doesn't necessarily do so in the way of showers and storms today. I do expect more numerous showers and storms tomorrow as opposed to today, hence the higher percentage you see there. Friday, maybe a stray mountain storm, but the weekend, humidity levels actually come down. It'll feel more comfortable. Morning temperatures 50s and 60s, afternoon highs in the 80s. So at least things cooperating with us as we head into the upcoming weekend. For those of you just joining us, time now 7:11 as we continue with the APPCAST here. Weather Authority alert day in effect both today and tomorrow. Again, I do think tomorrow is going to be the stormier of the two, but nonetheless, with a waterlogged ground, we're keeping an eye on the chance for some localized flooding, especially in and around the Hill City, where you're a little more susceptible to that. In fact, we'll zoom into areas just south of Lynchburg, specifically Campbell, Halifax, Charlotte counties. There you see Brookneal, Alta Vista, Hurt, and Gretna. We do have a flood advisory that's in effect until about 10 a.m. and you can see that right about there, especially from Gretna to Alta Vista and areas like Seneca. So this is right on the Campbell and Pittsylvania County line. So that flood advisory in effect until 10 o'clock. Flood advisories are more pertaining to areas that maybe have poor drainage, low-lying spots, things like that. So it's not really a widespread kind of ordeal, but it is something that we're watching, especially for an area like this that has seen quite a bit of rain. In fact, we'll go ahead and show you some of the radar estimated rain totals over the past, let's go ahead and just do 24 hours here. And you can kind of see those areas in green right around Gretna. You've probably seen more than an inch of rain, and that's going to be the case as you get closer to the Campbell County line. We'll zoom out a little bit, and there you see more shades of green in parts of Franklin County, parts of the New River Valley as well. So these are going to be areas that are more susceptible to potential flooding here over the next few days, just because, again, you've seen some pretty heavy rain. Southern Carroll County, specifically around Cana, you did have that flash flood warning last night. That's no longer in effect. But again, just looking at some of our rainfall totals there, you can see why localized flooding would be a concern with anything that really pops up. Now, as far as the current picture is concerned, most of our heavy rain, again, is going to be around areas like Brookneal and on the Halifax, Charlotte, Pittsylvania, and Campbell County line. You do have a few showers, again, that we were showing you in western Bedford County, but we'll take you into kind of a preset view here. We'll take you into the Highlands and see some of the showers ongoing there. And just some light rain north of Lexington. That's moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. You do have a heavier band of rain that's coming over the mountain in Greenbrier County. This is going to be heading toward areas like Callahan and Covington. This is just to the north and east of Lewisburg, and then it'll travel along Interstate 64 toward, again, areas like Callahan and Covington. So I believe that's between exits 1 and 16 on Interstate 64 in Allegheny County. So let's go ahead and show you guys what we expect the rest of the day today. Future tracker, again, showing that band of showers that we're seeing right now. So that's good news that it's at least handling the current state of the atmosphere really well. Then as we head into the afternoon, anything we see is going to be, again, very isolated. And one of the reasons for that is because we've taken up a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere this morning. So it's having a hard time recovering and producing more showers and storms out there later today. Tonight is mostly calm. Then as we see a front getting closer to us tomorrow, it'll team up with the heat and humidity. And I think after noon or 1 p.m., that's when we see more numerous showers and thunderstorms moving from southwest to northeast. So tomorrow is a stormier day than today, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening. And that's where we stand the chance of maybe a little bit of localized flooding, maybe some flood advisories issued, things of that nature, just because of, again, how waterlogged the ground has become. Coming up on 7:15 now on this Wednesday morning. Updates every half hour throughout the Today Show. And we'll be back with you guys today at noon, looking over some of the latest forecast data and showing you guys what is up with that. So have a great rest of your Wednesday. We leave you this morning with the extended forecast. I'll see you on 10 News in just about 10 minutes with the first in a series of updates on the Today Show.